Ladies and gents, this is a different kind of video than the ones I normally make. And the MGTOW have red pilled me to where I can't deny the reality that MGTOW is reality. So they posted some thought-provoking and enlightening comments that really do show the flaws in my arguments. So today, I'm going to share these intelligent MGTOW comments that have truly changed my mind, I think for the better. And after this, I'll be creating MGTOW content and exposing the bullshit that I once believed while I was part of the disgusting anti-MGTOW community. But first, let's take a look at some of these amazing comments.
Cock! The soy is strong in this one. Sounds like a woman. Your opinion is different than mine.
Psych! You wish I went MGTOW. I'm not actually going MGTOW because I lack the soy to let shaming language convince me to stop. Happy April Fool's Day. But hey, thanks for exposing your own hypocrisy. MGTOW believe that men should not be shamed by women, yet many, like yourselves, act like whiny little bitchy feminists and shame me for disagreeing with you. Double standards much? Good morrow, ladies and gents. It is I, the Crimson Crusader, your #1 host for cringy, cuck-filled, ass-fucking anti-MGTOW content. The biggest joke this April Fool's Day is your hilariously awful comments for those MGTOW who are acting stupid in my comment section. And no, you're not convincing me that your side's correct when you make such silly comments. If you're a regular viewer who hasn't noticed by now, my Crimson Crusader's Free Men speech video has given many MGTOW microaggressions. If you're someone who shames people and gets angry at people for disagreeing with you, but then you get triggered by me making fun of your comments, then maybe consider taking a look at yourself in the mirror and realizing your own hypocrisy. But anyways, today will be a fun video where I'll read and react to some of my lovely MGTOW hate mail. Folks, this isn't a video hating on these people. I'm just making fun and satirizing and criticizing their lame comments that continue to prove my points regarding the MGTOW movement. A movement that has a lot of fallacy, toxicity, and seems to be just counterproductive to our society. Also, the dumb comments of these people do not represent all MGTOW like some MGTOW. There are other MGTOW, like Mexican MGTOW, who can actually have a conversation with the other side without being rude. Ladies and gents, let's let this duel between the Crimson versus MGTOW comments begin. See if I got this straight. You have all the facts. 1/3 the way through the video, not a single fact behind it. Well, it's clear you, like many MGTOWs, don't seem to be capable of listening to the other side. I never said I had all the facts. Maybe you should watch the whole video before you start jumping to conclusions and strawmanning people. Ironic how you are talking about facts yet you don't have a single fact in this statement. Here are some facts that I stated in that video. Many MGTOW, not all MGTOW, or most MGTOW, tend to be hypocritical, and I just proved that with those 3 earlier. We'll see more examples throughout this video. On another fact, I hear MGTOW use the 70% of women initiate divorce statistic to claim that if a man meets a woman, she will most likely divorce him. Yet I exposed the fallacious nature of this argument by saying, quote, if we follow their logic, I could argue that a man will most likely rape a woman because most women are raped by men. The 70% argument is fallacious because you are assuming that she is part of the 50% of the population who divorces, when she could be part of the other 50% of the population that doesn't divorce. And that's just one of many obvious examples.
When did you start your female hormone therapy?
Did you just assume my gender? Actually, I'm taking pasta sauce therapy so I can identify as an Italian pizza. My pronouns are mia. Hey, do you want the pizza? I'm a man, so I'm MGTOW. This is the best logic I've seen so far. So your argument for being a MGTOW is because you're a man. It'd be like me saying that we should vote for this candidate because she's a woman. No, even better. I'm a woman, so I'm a feminist.
Hey, you guys! Remember those other anti-MGTOWs, Yobaxis and Danny Dingo, who were gonna take down MGTOW? Yeah, neither does anyone else.
Really? Well, it seems you remember them trying to take down MGTOW by bringing these people up in your own comment. Congratulations, you just debunked yourself. I love how some MGTOW like to generalize all anti-MGTOW as the same. The difference between me and Yobaxis is I don't steal other people's original content. And also, I want to make it clear that I'm not here to forcibly convert people to anti-MGTOW, and I don't believe that I alone can take down MGTOW. In my opinion, the only way to stopping MGTOW is by containing the spread of this MGTOW pathogen. And the best way of doing that is by making fun of the stupidity that comes out of the MGTOW community, such as these comments, and by debunking your arguments. What MGTOW has done right is pointing that women also have problems. There should be a debate about that. The failure of modern relationships is shared. Your ideas again are based in hiding women's responsibilities and shaming men. That must stop. For someone who's concerned about responsibility, you sure don't seem to talk about the responsibility of men in your own community. What's funny is you accuse me of shaming men, yet you seem to have no problem when your MGTOW friends call me a cuck and a soy boy. I agree that MGTOW shaming nonsense must stop. I even looked back in my own video and I never intentionally shamed men in a way to personally disparage them. The only thing I said that was remotely close was that MGTOW is just a bitter group of men. And I made an apology on both the speech video and my International Anti-MGTOW Day video. I can take responsibility for my own actions, and I'm willing to admit I'm a human being who can mess up sometimes. Anyways, if MGTOW is about pointing out women's problems and how modern relationships are failures, why isn't MGTOW doing anything to solve it? How is going your own way doing anything? So, stop bullshitting. I never in my video apologized or tried to hide the irresponsible behavior of women.
I wouldn't be surprised if this guy's either Angry MGTOW or one of his 19 names, hiding his voice hours is being paid by him.
Grr, I'm Angry MGTOW. Damn, you just exposed me. Seriously though, you sound so paranoid. I guess the new shaming tactic is to call someone an account of Angry MGTOW if you don't like what they have to say. Wait a second, how do we know you're not one of Angry MGTOW's paid accounts? Maybe Angry MGTOW doesn't like the idea of someone else taking his attention away. Maybe you're his secret spy that comes to take me down, so Angry MGTOW can get all the credit for taking down MGTOW. Next time, wait till April Fool's Day before making these silly jokes.
Is this serious or satire? The message is not helping, man. These are empty words. What's the benefit for anyone?
If anyone's words are empty, it's yours in this comment because you have literally said stuff that is not supported by any evidence. The benefit of watching my videos, you better understand where anti-MGTOW is coming from, and you will realize the reality that MGTOW is a waste of your time. But it seems you think there is no benefit in learning what the other side has to say because, hey, what good are videos that don't support your opinion?
Hold on, you're attacking some men because they want to be left alone?
So, because MGTOW want to be left alone, I should no longer criticize them. Nice logic for someone who's supposed to be supporting a man's freedom to go his own way, but you try to shame me as illogical and aggressive for not agreeing with you. I guess freedom of expression is not something that you don't seem to value, based on this comment. But if you truly want to be left alone, why is your community calling people beta males for being feminists? And why are their videos usually blaming women and rarely anything about a man's responsibility? If you want to be left alone, why are you going on the internet and promoting MGTOW? Stop trying to shame me as a way to avoid my arguments. It hurts the image of MGTOW by making it look weak.
Nice logic. Really want to hear how you came to the conclusion that you somehow should extend the suffering of men that already have been through hell.
Let me get this straight. By me disagreeing with MGTOW, I am causing men to suffer. Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm giving MGTOW microaggressions with my different perspective. Boo-hoo.
I somewhat hope you're religious so that your sky daddy
will punish you for your actions on others. You want to know if I believe in God? Well, you're in luck. I believe in my sky daddy, the flying spaghetti monster, who will feed me a big ass warm meatball sub for roasting your nice logic. But thanks for wishing harm upon others who don't agree with you. That makes you look so tolerant. Oh my. I like how this guy tries to overwhelm me with all these questions by spacing them out a bunch. But to me, those empty spaces represents how he doesn't have an argument, and rather than addressing my points, he tries to ask a lot of questions to make his argument look good, but in reality these questions show how some people think quantity beats quality. Let's take a look, shall we?
Why do you feel like a bunch of strangers making choices about their personal lives affects you?
So you're saying I should only care about what affects me. So if a kid decides to smoke weed or commit suicide, who cares, right? If two consenting adults have an incestuous relationship, if some guy looks at child porn, or some kid decides to cut themselves, who cares? I guess we shouldn't care about people who decide to become neo-Nazis, and doctors should stop warning people when they are getting too fat because it's their personal choice, and it's not like it affects anyone else. This question just exposes your own hypocrisy. I shouldn't criticize men going their own way, but many MGTOW can criticize people for choosing to be married or thinking marriage is the best option in their life. You can criticize my personal choice to be an anti-MGTOW, but I shouldn't question your choice to be a MGTOW. Also, I'm not saying you support any of this other stuff I was talking about earlier, but I want to point out how we should care about personal choices because they sometimes affect us. For example, marijuana doesn't just affect you, it can affect other people and even cause harm. If some guy gets high on marijuana and then hops in his car and drives on the freeway, it doesn't matter, right? It's not like his altered state of mind might kill someone. While MGTOW isn't directly harming anyone, why should I allow men to waste their time with a community full of fallacy, toxicity, and counterproductivity? If I truly care about men, I would do what's best for them.
When a woman rejects a man, do you go up to her and demand she explains why she did and judge whether she's allowed to be left alone or not based on your arbitrary perception of her rationale? Or do you simply accept that no means no and leave it at that? How does this irrelevant question relate to anti-MGTOW? Do I look like a dating coach to you? Because what you're doing here is exactly the same as telling that woman that she doesn't have a right to reject a man if she doesn't have a reason that you like and explain it to your satisfaction. Stop strawmanning me. I never said anything about forcing people to not be MGTOW. If you want to go down that path, I won't interfere with your free will, but I will criticize and expose how fallacious going MGTOW is. I will fight to contain MGTOW by allowing people to choose to accept my arguments. If you don't accept them, well, there's nothing I can do about it. Simply put, whatever other people choose to do with their sexual lives is none of your goddamn business. But out, just because these men have given their choice a name it, doesn't mean you get to dispute it.
This logic just gets better and better, folks. If I follow your logic, if a woman cheats on a man or a man lies to a woman about having AIDS, I shouldn't talk about that. Wait, according to you, MGTOW can't criticize marriages anymore because, hey, that's their sexual life and it's none of your goddamn business. Wait, I guess religious people should stop following what their religion teaches. That's right, Christians, Muslims, Jews, and whatever you identify as. Now, according to this guy, stop trying to discuss why you think homosexuality is wrong because it's none of your goddamn business to question it. For someone who seems to support people's freedom to do what they want, you sure don't seem to respect my freedom to criticize people. Rather than coming up with relevant arguments, you are trying to shut down conversation. Nice try with those fem tactics, though.
The day MGTOWs are trying to co-opt the legal system or try to establish discriminating social policy like feminists do will be the day you're allowed to question them, not a second before.
Oh, so now you're telling me what I can and cannot question. Based on what? Your arbitrary rationale? Now, you are sounding more like a fascist. Sorry, but you can't tell me what to think or say because I have rights and shaming me isn't going to do anything either. If you don't like what I have to say, then maybe you should just find a video that agrees with you. Before you interrogate me with all these questions and shame me for wanting to think freely, ask some better questions so you don't embarrass yourself. It is so ironic how some MGTOW accuse me of not using facts, yet the majority of these comments on my video don't use facts or even good logic. The hypocrisy is real, folks. Anti-MGTOW are falsely accused of not using facts, but when many MGTOW actually don't use facts, no one seems to care. When a MGTOW uses shaming language, many don't care, but if you find anti-MGTOW offensive, many will call us cucks, white knights, and etc. for not agreeing with them. Why should the average rational man choose the MGTOW community that is full of hypocrisy over the anti-MGTOW community who respects a man's freedom and is willing to stand up for what they believe in without being so MC? MGTOW correct. If you think your shaming is going to work, I'm sorry, you will only fail and embarrass yourselves. Folks, I hope you enjoyed this video that roasts some of these awful comments with logic and reality. Consider subscribing to my YouTube channel and click the notification bell so you get notified when I create a new video. Did I miss something in these comments? Should we roast more MGTOW comments? Does anti-MGTOW really have no facts? Let me know in the comments below. My fair ladies and honorable gents, fare thee well.